You know, no discussion about end-time biblical prophecy is ever complete without the discussion of 2 Timothy chapter 3, specifically the Apostle Paul's second letter to fellow apostle Timothy, which is found in the Bible's New Testament. Now, what did Paul have to write concerning the last days? And I think you'll find this very, very alarming and interesting. Now, this is what Paul wrote, 2 Timothy chapter 3, beginning at verse 1. But mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of the good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, and having a form of godliness but denying its power. Did you get that? Having a form of godliness but denying its power. Well, that sounds a lot like religion, and it is. Now, one of the detestable contradictions of our end-time world is that we have a lot of religion throughout the world, and we have a lot of violence and moral depravity. That's because religion doesn't work. It has no influence upon people whatsoever. And that's the problem. The problem is that we trust in religion, we trust in man's ways of trying to serve God and honor God, and crime and moral decadence just continues to grow. Well, the antidote is this. The Christian church needs to get back out into the street and make the gospel relevant once again to the world. We need to make Jesus Christ a living God, a living Messiah, Prince of Peace, which he is, and not some dead historical figure who lived 2,000 years ago. We need to make people understand they are accountable for their thoughts, their actions, and their words to a holy God who's going to judge them for their sin. That if they die without Jesus Christ in their hearts, if they die outside of Christ, they are going to go to hell and spend eternity in hell for their sins. That's what we need to do, is make the gospel relevant once again and make people fearful of a holy God who is not going to allow this sort of sin and moral decadence to go on forever. If you want to turn this thing around, then it starts with Christianity in our churches. We've got to stop playing church. We've got to stop with all this religiosity and churchianity and start making the gospel relevant once again. Or we're going to continue to see these shootings and mass murders just explode all over the world. It's just getting to be just too much. We have to make the gospel relevant once again. Thank you, and God